planetarium. If you visited any planetarium before. Number two, we have the system here called the hybrid system. Hybrid means we have two types of systems that usually common in planetarium around the world. Number one, the first one, the digital or the optical system, the sun, and the 5 planets that can be seen with naked eyes. So this is the optical system. We have digital system, and that is the 7 projectors around you. Each projector will project the image, and it will be like one region, or a specific region of the curved screen above you. So you will get the feeling of the 3D dimensions by the 7 projectors. Let's now start the show by reducing the light to the red color. If you have phones, now it's the right time to keep them away. Why? Because here we will do stargazing. Stargazing means we will use our eyes to look up and to see the night sky of Sharjah today or tonight. How many bright objects can be seen by naked eyes? How many bright objects can be seen away from the city, because it's completely different views from the city, from the middle of the city, and from the desert. Of course, you know. The idea, once you be in the city, there is light pollution, and that blocks the sky. If you go away from the city to the desert, for example, you will see more stars, more objects. Here we have one option. You will not go to the city, you will not go to the desert. We can clean up the sky here. If you look up 18 meters across, that is your sky from now. And all of the distances between objects, of course, it will be compressed, but not the brightness. The brightness will be real one, as you have traveled to the darkest place on this planet, which means you will see the Milky Way galaxy itself, and it's very rare to be seen. Just if you go to a very dark place. Now let's look up. Of course, I need something to refer to the objects. Here is the laser pointer. Hopefully you can see it. So here is the sun now, and the sun will move across the sky to the western direction. On the right hand side, look at the moon. Right hand side, your right hand side, here is the moon. So beautiful. But we still have the lights. We still have the light pollution, because the sky is still polluted with lights. Let's see how the view will be. Let's take a few seconds before, or to let our eyes get adapted with the sky. Just a few seconds. In these seconds, just look up and tell me how many bright objects you can see. Maybe 2, 3, 4 objects maximum. But now let's turn all the lights off, but the stars, planets, and the moon, of course. And this is the moment where we can see the night sky of the past, the night sky of our ancestors, the sky we missed, the sky we deserve. If you wonder which sky is this, this is the sky of Sharjah. This is the night sky of Sharjah. Tonight, yes, tonight. Look at the moon, the same brightness or the same, this is like, it's gonna be like a full moon. This is the sky, the night sky of today, of tonight. What happened? What happened is, we removed the light pollution from the city. Now, you realized what technology has given us. Of course, it has given us many beautiful things. It made our life to be much easier, yes. But what about lights? Lights blocked this view. We deserve to look at the sky every night like our ancestors. The sky, the night sky of the past, from one side to another, or a cloud, something like a cloud, a band of, let's say a band of cloud, something like that. By using the laser pointer in my hand, I will show you where is the Milky Way galaxy. Look at the laser pointer, here it is. So I think you see now the Milky Way galaxy, here it is. This band of light, from this side all the way to another. Of course, the motion of stars is not that fast. They are moving, of course, but cannot notice that by our naked eyes every night. So what happened is, Earth spins itself. That's why we can feel that the entire sky is moving. Look at the sun, the motion of the sun, from sunrise to sunset. Look at the motion of different objects. This is because of the motion of Earth around itself. That's why we call that kind of motion apparent motion. So it's something like illusion. Now let's split the sky into constellations. Let's build the stick lines between the bright stars as our ancestors did, because that amount of stars actually fired their imaginations. So they drew these lines between stars. We have 4 seasons, and each season has its own constellations. Our ancestors actually, they wanted to know when exactly they can prepare the seeds for planting and of course for harvest. So they used the constellations as a sign of winter, for example, sign of summer, sign of spring, autumn, and so on. Once the winter, the constellations of winter appear in the sky, so they can prepare themselves. But these are just lines. How about the figures or the legends, the stories they imagined? Let's see now the figures, or as I prefer to call it, the drama of the night sky. Up to 45 constellations can be seen from the northern hemisphere skies. You can see the Big Bear just front of you over there. This is the Big Bear. Look at it. Here, one of the famous and common constellation. We have the Dragon here, the Little Bear. Also, we can see Virgo. Where's Virgo? Virgo is there. We have Virgo here, and right after Virgo, we can see Libra. Libra. That is the motion of the sun, the moon, and the planets. We call it the ecliptic line. Here we have Orion, we have Leo, we have Cancer, we have Gemini. 13 constellation. We call them the zodiac constellation. The sun is coming up, which means we should prepare ourselves to travel to the outer space. And please let me take you to the outer space in a very interesting journey. I promise. We shall wander between planets to see the solar system, and of course we will break some of the physics laws, because we need to travel faster than the speed of light to see the Milky Way, and that is what we are going to do. Let's now listen to the countdown, and that countdown actually has been like 70 years now. The countdown of Apollo 11 mission, the successful mission that put 2 men on the lunar surface. 1969. Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin were the first 2 human beings to land and walk on the moon. That is the countdown from Apollo mission, Apollo 11.
12, 11, 10,
Welcome to the outer space. This is your home planet Earth, and how it looks from 15,000 kilometers. And from here we shall dive into the depth of the universe. Our first target will be the reddish planet Mars. So let's travel to cut or to cross more than 400 million kilometers to reach Mars. Of course, we needed to retarget our spaceship toward this reddish planet.
Miles an hour. Discovery's flight. All systems are continuing to perform as expected.
Let's get closer to the reddish planet, Mars, to see some of the features of Earth's surface.
Discovery, you are pressed to ATO.
Look at this planet. What makes this planet significant for us? Yeah, because some people say it could be our next destination, it could be our next home in the universe. We have been sending missions, inhabitable missions to Mars. Many spacecrafts, many rovers, many satellites to study the surface, the atmosphere, and to know everything in details about Mars. After all of these years, what did we get? Mars is a dead planet. There's no oxygen. Barely we can see oxygen in its atmosphere. No water, no liquid water. A very dangerous radiation comes all the day, hitting the surface of Mars. No one can survive on the surface without protection. So, if we plan to travel to Mars, to stay in the outer space for 9 months just to get there, I think we should prepare ourselves well for the challenges that we will face there. We must take everything with us because we cannot return back directly. It's not like walking on the moon, just to walk for a few hours and get back to Earth. No, it's not like this. On Mars, if you travel there, if you land there, you will have to stay there for 2 years, unless we can send any backup for you, or even to return back to Earth. Because there is a specific time, we call it launch window. Once Mars gets closer to Earth in this period, which happens every 26 months or 2 years, this specific time only we can launch a spacecraft or a rocket to Mars, and from Mars, of course, to Earth. Once both the planets, Earth and Mars, get closer to each other. But we must go there. Yes, we have minds. If we as human beings do not do something like this, who will make it? And of course, to get some of the important answers about Mars. What happened to Mars? Why it is dead now? Because it used to have liquid water, enough oxygen, enough atmosphere, and everything was alive there. But that's one like millions of years ago. So what happened to Mars? We are afraid of this destiny. Earth could have the same destiny after 1 million years, for example, from now. So if we understand what happened to Mars, I think this time we can protect our Earth, or at least we can prepare ourselves for the worst. That's why we should go to Mars. Despite all of the challenges, all of the hazards we will face there. From Mars, we will travel further now to take a look at the solar system, then all the way to the Milky Way galaxy. Before going to the solar system, we can see 2 orbits around Mars. Yes, good thing is, once you land on the moon, on Mars, at night there, you will see 2 moons in the sky. Mars has 2 moons. Sunrise, sunset will be bluish color, not reddish color as here on Earth, because of the atmosphere there actually, and the high density of carbon dioxide beside iron dioxide. That's why. One day equals a day on Earth, 24 hours. It is longer, just 40 minutes. But 1 year equals 2 years here on Earth, because the orbit of Mars is further than the orbit of the Earth around the Sun. That is the solar system. We needed to enlarge the planet 1,000 times to be viewed from this distance. So you can see the Sun at the center, orbited by 8 planets. 4 inner planets, we call them the inner planets because they are very near to the Sun. We call them rocky planets because they are rocky. We can land there, I mean. Mercury, the closest and the fastest planet. Then Venus, the hottest planet. You might say, why Mercury is not the hottest planet? Because it is the nearest planet to the Sun. Yes, but Mercury has no atmosphere. Venus has a very thick atmosphere filled with carbon dioxide, which makes it like global warming. Temperature on Venus reaches 450 Celsius degrees, while on Mercury just 400. Then the gaseous planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. We call them gaseous planets because they are just a ball of gases in the outer space. Density is very high, mass and volume is very high. Look at Jupiter, for example, it is 1,300 times bigger than Earth. Saturn, 700 times as the mass of Earth. But look at Saturn. There is a funny thing about Saturn. Yes, it is 700 times bigger than Earth, but it could float on water because the density of Saturn is 0.7% of the density of water. That's why it could float on water. But how can we bring the water where Saturn can float? Then Pluto. Pluto is no longer a planet. We call it now a dwarf planet. And we have five dwarf planets in the solar system. I didn't mention the asteroids. Where are the asteroids? Let's now activate the asteroid belt, which is in between Mars and Jupiter. Here we are. More than 1 million asteroids there. Some of them, let's say many of asteroids hit Earth daily. Small pieces, small rocks. They burn through once they come to penetrate the atmosphere. Because we have an atmosphere, that's why the friction generates big amount of heat. That's why they burn. What is left, if it is left, we call that meteorite. And we have in the exhibits the biggest collection of meteorites in the world. Many meteorites we have, from different types, even from Mars, because sometimes rocks coming from Mars millions of years ago and then fall on the surface of our planet. These are the asteroids. We have another belt of asteroids, but that one is so far, it's beyond Neptune. We call it Kuiper, named after Kuiper, one of the famous astronomers. We can see some of the comets too, but Kuiper belt is not the main source of comets. The main source of comets actually called Oort cloud. Oort also is an astronomer who discovered it. Oort cloud. It's like a very huge cloud where the solar system, the sun, the planets, the moon, the asteroids became just a dot of light at the center of that cloud. I mean in Oort. Look at Oort cloud, which envelops the solar system. And now we are about to see the Milky Way galaxy, which means we should speed up faster than the speed of light. We are about to see the Milky Way galaxy. It's a huge galaxy. Yes, huge because it contains 200 billion stars. Look carefully to the number, 200 billion stars. In 2013, some of the scientists estimated the number of stars similar to Sun, 11 billion stars like Sun. Why we mention this? Because once we see a star like Sun, we expect to find a planet around that star. Yes, and currently more than 4,000 exoplanets confirmed in the Milky Way galaxy. But the estimation of exoplanet to be found in the Milky Way galaxy, more than 6 million exoplanets. Planets could be like Earth. So how many lives there? I think it's so silly if we ask ourselves if we are alone in the universe or not. I think God didn't create this huge universe just for us, just for a tiny, tiny, tiny planet called Earth. We are talking about one galaxy with 200 billion stars. What about the rest of galaxies? We have billions and billions and billions of galaxies in the universe, and each one contains billions of stars. How many stars in the universe? How many planets in the universe? How many Earths in the universe? And how many universes? Too many questions to answer. The universe hasn't revealed its secrets yet. Each dot of light you see above you is a galaxy. And that is the super cluster of galaxies. From this point, we cannot travel further. I think I'm afraid to lose our destination. Let's now travel back to Earth to learn more about Earth, to know why Earth is unique. Planet is a unique planet. Why Earth contains water, enough oxygen, atmosphere, protection shield from radiation and cosmic rays. Why Earth is a unique planet amongst the solar system's planets. And if we find an exoplanet in the universe, what is the factors and the characteristics that we should look for? Let's travel back to Earth, and from there we shall watch a movie called Dynamic Earth. We will imagine our planet as a machine and to know how that machine works.
powered by the sun. But our world didn't come with an owner's manual. How does it operate? What are the inner workings of this grand and elaborate system known as planet Earth? And why is it so conducive to life? Scientists have launched an arm. They are discovering the answers strewn across its atmosphere, on every ocean and continent, in the far reaches of the solar system and beyond. Like any machine, the Earth is the sum of its parts. They were forged in distant furnaces of